Oh, I wish these things. I have to
Huh?
stop folding around with my hair. Okay.
Sandy's messing around with her hair. Hi,
Oh, are
guys.
we live?
We are live. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna move my
I was
camera.
like,
Sorry, I gotta move my camera. I
okay.
I did. I should have done that before. I'm sorry, guys. But
Because I'm looking at it to look at the chat on my phone, and I don't say,
I
"Oh,
know
we'll
I
go
have to.
live."
I have to.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was farting with the website.
So
Hey,
anyway, it's me and
Sandy.
Sandy. Y'all know us, and I just want to say hi to people first because that's what we
Mhm.
do. Torstein's here. Val is here. Osama's here. Snork, Mitchell's here. Choctaw Warrior is here. I guess the Choctaw Warrior says be patient going south, so I guess Torstein's being impatient. I don't know why. Well, he's probably always impatient. Let's not fool ourselves. This Shiva. I saw Osama earlier. There's Osama. Um, let's see. Oh my God. Okay, I can't read all the comments because
Rita
I'll be like,
and Keith. Keith is here, and Shiva's here, and Kevin Hester's here,
oh, Kevin's
and
here.
Val's here,
Hey.
and
Okay, I hope
Torstein's
Kevin
here,
had Kevin canceled because he had some tooth
and
issues.
Ben Wilbur's here.
I didn't.
And Anthony's here, Anthony Davis. So this is good. We got the Choctaw Warrior. We got the
Oh,
crew.
Oz is here.
Good.
Gazar is
Osama.
here.
Osama.
Oh my gosh, we everybody is
Well, if
freaking
y'all didn't
here.
see my video last night, watch it because it's really good.
It
I
is
read
really good. It was
from
really,
Calibri's
really
book,
good.
and Calibri's amazing, and I'm going to have him on with me hopefully in the next couple of weeks because he's awesome.
Oh, so
Awesome.
the okay. Osama says it's killer audio, so our audio is working well.
Yes.
Yes, yes,
All
yes,
right.
yes.
So,
That is.
Chris, roll it out.
Trisha's here. I invited Trisha if she wanted to jump on. Um, shoot. Sorry, I gotta figure. I just took down the
Trisha,
chat.
you're not hated on any count. She's
What?
typed in something. She's like, as Shiva, I'm vaccine risk aware and climate change aware too. Guess what? Most hated on 3 counts.
I am
Oh,
okay. Okay, I will tell you
you're not
about vaccines and my issues with vaccines. My little
but
brother
tonight.
is
Okay,
it has issues, and he got seizures after he got
you got his.
vaccinated. So I
How
have
many
a
years
I have a
ago was
little
this?
issue with vaccines. I'm wary of them, and not only my little brother, but my best friend's son also had issues and started getting seizures right after being vaccinated. So I am skeptical. And I think everyone should be, especially since there's glyphosate, because they grow the vaccines in gelatin that has glyphosate in it. So I
Yeah.
don't like anything that contains glyphosate. And so I wouldn't feel bad about that at all, Trisha. Um, I made a
Okay,
payment on my dentist's new Maserati, and I can talk again.
that's pretty
I'm
funny.
going very wrong.
I know.
Okay, Kevin, good. We need to reschedule you and Trisha. You're both here, so when we get a chance, let's definitely get you guys on.
Yeah,
I really want you guys, and I've met some new friends from Australia and New Zealand that I'm hoping
great.
can jump on.
Good.
So that would be really
Yay.
cool, right?
It's good. I have my little command center here so I can see. I'm just trying to see which side is better for me to see the comments. Okay,
I know.
this side.
I'm trying to think which way is
All
better.
right.
I mean, I want to look at the comments, but I want to look at you. It's like in two screens, it's like great, but
That's
it's like where do I
okay.
put my camera?
Well,
Um,
we kind of have a topic, and it's
yeah,
your
we
topic,
definitely have a topic, but
and I'm
I
dressed
like
for the
to
occasion.
talk with the people a little bit and then get into it. We
Yeah,
could do
it's your
that.
show, baby.
Sure. Yeah. Trisha says my daughter was hospitalized with seizures after DTP.
Oh,
Yeah.
diphtheria.
Oh, diphtheria. Yeah,
Is that
tetanus,
pertussis?
pertussis. Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
one.
yeah.
That's the same one that both my little brother and my best friend's son was. Both of them were hospitalized after that. So yeah, I'm skeptical. Why wouldn't you be after having those experiences? So I don't think it's crazy or conspiracy theory to think that vaccines
Absolutely
might
not.
be a
You have to
problem.
be a discriminating consumer. You have to know which ones are good. But the problem here is you have to go along with the doctor's protocol. And that was what my girlfriend Michelle was worried about when her daughter had her baby.
Yeah, I want to
Her daughter
boycott
had a
Roundup
baby,
too, but I
and
can't
they
say that,
got
Anthony.
tricked by every goddamn thing. Oh wait, Keith said my sound is muffled. Really?
It was a little.
Oh, it's not on my end because it's usually pretty good on my end, and I don't have.
Okay,
Oh,
can
come
everyone
on,
hear
you can
Sandy
hear me.
okay? Talk
Can't
again.
hear my Can't hear my big mouth.
I think I have the sound up as high as it will go as far
And
as
so is mine. And let me see on this thing. It's not muted. There's no nothing on that. No, seems like it's all good here. Oh, Shiva's going to join us.
Oh, really? Okay, do I need to put the link? I'll put the link.
Yeah. Oh, Osama says way better. So I don't know. Maybe I moved my hair.
It is what it is. I don't know.
My hair. So this is what I wanted to talk about really quickly with.
I saw Blake TV on there before, but I'm sorry, I forgot Blake TV. I saw him on earlier. He is one of my good friends I met on not one of these our community channels outside. Uh, Same with Andre. There's a few people I met outside of this world and that have come to my channel and have been so supportive of me. I super appreciate it, even though they may not be fully on board with what we talk about. It's just really cool that they're willing to listen and want to be a part of the conversation. So anyway, that's that. Go ahead. What did you want to talk about, Sandy?
I wanted to show them my doctor's appointment bottle of vitamin water.
There you go.
I sit in the office with this on. It's probably backwards on the screen, but I bring this bottle with me, and people look at me like I'm nuts when I drink from it. That's all.
I think that's great. I love it when you can make people think. I was thinking of microdosing we're doing. Oh, okay. Okay, so I guess that Shiva's not going to join us.
But this is really just vitamin water because that's what I drink. Vitamin water, and I add electrolytes in one of my waters during the day, and then regular waters, and it's a whole thing.
That's awesome. I just usually drink regular water during the day. I gave up sugary drinks altogether. I only do water and beer. Pretty much. And then wine occasionally.
I don't even drink that.
It's a thing. I don't know.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
It's a thing. Yeah, but anyway, I have to address my really depressing video. I just do. I'm sorry, guys. I do that. Like I'll get really upset. I get hurt really easily, and then I recover really fast, and I'm good. So don't worry about me. I'm
She's
totally
gonna call me first.
fine. I'm totally fine. I just go through those things, and I think a lot of it was a huge misunderstanding. I'm still trying to get to the bottom of it, and Sandy's going to help me get there. But
I'm always here.
yeah, see,
I suffer. I sit here in pain. I need to distract myself with other people's problems.
Okay, Alice says the sound is good. It's a little hollow, or needs to be trimmed. Um, yeah, we'll fix. I was just going to work on my sound a little. We'll refine it as we go.
The wizard behind the curtain.
Yes, my wizard. I have a wizard behind the curtain. The hell's
yeah.
Did you see your Trisha comment to you?
Let me see. I got it screwed up.
We love you
Trisha.
too,
Hi, Basil.
Oh, Basil's here. Yay. Hi, Basil.
Hi, Basil. Where's Trisha's comment? How far back?
She says, I take my green smoothies everywhere with me, which was fine until one day it leaked out into a store.
Oh. I can't see it. Oh, bottle safety tips from Snork. Pet is safe if you keep it out of sunlight and replace every 3 months. In UV from sunlight, it deteriorates into acetaldehyde. Oh, I don't keep them that long because I tell my husband, please stop buying water. We have reverse osmosis and we have a freaking gazillion-dollar water sanitizing system on our house, right? For the well water. And so he doesn't have to buy water. Now he's filling them up, but I actually did it for him. I first did it for him so I could show him the bottle is toxic. Let's use our glass bottles. You get something glass and you keep it forever. That you can keep forever.
Someone's asking me if I have my earphones in. I guess I better put them in my microphone. Damn it.
Yep. Oh my God. I've got
I'm
my
not
backpack
following
with me.
Oz's directions,
Ugh.
and I should, because, well, I'm just a rebel. This is what I am. It is what it is. Okay.
Shiva says BPA, bisphenol A, is in bottle plastic and acts like an estrogen in the human body. Good luck, males, and ultimately the human race. Oh, really? Well, I haven't had estrogen in years. Maybe I should drink it more. My hair will grow.
Ebola's 90% mortality.
I don't know why when I'm on your show I'm so goofy. Mine,
That's
I'm so serious.
because our system is goofy. Okay, can you all hear me still? Because I put my earphones in and I plugged in my microphone. So is it all good still? Is it better?
I think you sound great, but then of course I'm not online. Maybe I should make it louder on this and see if I hear
Okay,
you.
because Osama was asking me if I was putting.
Sounds
Okay,
fine.
can you all hear me still?
I thought it sounded great.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right, so we were actually going to discuss um, veganism. And okay, my point in this discussion is not. I'm sorry, I'm going to move my camera while I talk to you so I can actually look at you while I'm talking to you. It just makes me feel better. Um, so my whole point in having this discussion, and let me get rid of this stupid low system resources.
I
Ugh,
probably have everybody. I think. Oh, you're coming back?
okay, yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
I think you froze.
Oh, it was just stuff. Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah. All
Okay.
of a sudden it was like, and I thought you froze.
Oh, it was.
Everybody's talking about the plastic, all this stuff: PET, polyethylene, plalate. You know how I am with these words. And what else? Propylene is the best for a container as well as great capacitor for many applications. That's Osama.
Okay,
Wow.
Trisha, I will shed light on the misunderstanding. I just don't want to do it publicly right now. But I will talk to you in the emails and stuff.
And I'm not involved in anybody's misunderstandings. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I just want to find out all the details. I'm not saying
I
anything
don't
to
even know what the details
anybody
are.
publicly. I just want to talk about it in emails. Yeah, it's nothing that I want to just put out there because I don't know what's going on at the moment. So, but I think it was a huge misunderstanding. So we're not going to go there right now. Um,
Anita just put up, she was talking about the scientists in Siberia. They've discovered the area of sea that is boiling up with methane. Well, that's one of the topics when
oh
we
yeah,
do ours, the four of us, Antonio and
oh yeah,
Jennifer, because
yeah.
she's just
Jennifer's the
yeah,
methane
we
lady,
were just discussing that.
the
When
methane gal.
we have a date, but it's not, she's working in Atlanta. Everybody's busy, and I sit here and I'm busy trying to feel better than shitty. And so, trying to get a date together is not always easy.
Yeah.
But I know we're going to cover that. Definitely going to cover that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Of course. I mean, and that's where you want to go for that information is definitely going to Environmental Coffeehouse with Jennifer and Sandy because
Not
that's
me, them.
well, but that's your
Yeah,
channel.
I'm just the foil. I just keep them going.
I'm not an expert on anything. I handle the
No.
emotional issues and dealing
Yes.
with what
There
we
you go.
find out. I'm just an average person trying to absorb all the information and give you all a place to talk about what we're finding out and maybe crowdsource information from other people, get together and um, just get our minds together and have a
Hi, Jean.
community. That's what my channel is here for. Is that?
And we have one. And here it is. And Jean is even with us.
Hi, Jean.
And
So
Basil
sweet.
and
I have
so
the
many
best
people.
subscribers. I can't even tell you how much I love my
Yep.
subscribers.
And we, of course, have a big overlap. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Um,
Oh yeah,
I started out talking, I said, I always started out, Facebook, but it was just talking to my peers, bringing women along with me on the journey that were not awakened to what we are. And wow,
oh,
how's
Kevin.
Costa Rica,
Kevin
Jean?
said he just published a new article on the methane issue. I will have to
Oh, good. We'll
definitely
have to
look.
look
Oh,
at.
he put the link down, so you guys, there's a link. Click
Good.
on it. It's probably a good thing. Yeah, hi,
Good.
Jane. Oh my
Nice to
gosh.
see you, Jean. I see you everywhere.
Computer should come with coffee makers built in, Anthony. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, anyway, we haven't even gotten to our topic yet. How far are we into
Do we
this?
even want to go there?
I think
I
we
dressed for the occasion.
I think we should because I think it's really important because I think a lot both me and you both have a lot of vegan followers, right?
Hmm.
And
Absolutely.
and so I just want to reach out to them and help them understand our point of view. I'm not a vegan. I am really big about eating less meat. I'm really big against factory farms and
Hmm.
and all of
Same man.
that. Um, I think there are bigger issues than veganism, honestly, but I do highly support vegans. My co-host on Monday is a vegan, and I support him. I think it's wonderful if you can do that, but I want to help vegans help themselves by way of informing them of how the other side views it and maybe give them a little bit more understanding so they can um, maybe help other people at least eat less meat, if nothing else. So I think that's the best you're going to get right now. I mean, there's an old joke, how do you eat an elephant? And I hate that joke, just like beating a horse, that kind of, I hate those kind of phrases. But anyway, there's an old joke saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And that's the same way you have to kind of approach um, talking to people about veganism. You don't just go all out. I mean, you're going to freak people out, honestly, for one, saying no meat, you can't eat meat, you can't drink milk, you can't eat cheese, all that. You're going to freak people out. Okay, I'm from a hunter's family, and I was raised with hunters, but they were some of the biggest environmentalists. They're not anymore.
Conservationists.
Conservation, yeah, since Fox News, not so much. They're not that way
Oh,
anymore because now conservation equals um, communism for some fucking reason. I don't know why.
oh, we know why.
But
It's
um,
disgusting.
yeah. Anyway, so this is something we got to get straight and try to help people, like especially with vegans, because I really am sympathetic of
Right.
what you're trying to do, and I support it like 100%. I do.
I never put anybody down for their lifestyle unless they're hurting in a vicious, ugly, horrible, inhumane way.
Yeah, but vegans see that as people eating animals is that. You know what I mean? And I understand them seeing it that way because I have struggled with that my whole entire life because I love animals. I love animals. You don't understand how much I love animals. I
Mhm.
relate to animals better than I relate to people.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I understand that. Again, I will recommend the book, The Tao of Equus, because that book really kind of explained the prey predator relationship and really helped me understand the web of life and what nature has done um, to
Yeah.
help that process to where it's um, not devastating, for an animal to eat another animal or whatever. But it's hard for me to explain. I don't have the words, but it is in that book, and it did help me to understand what happens in nature for that. And I think it's the same thing because people are animals, and we are part of the web of life. And I'd much rather. Um, I want factory farming to go away. Period. Done. End of story. I hate factory farming.
I
I
don't
want
like it.
nothing to do with factory farming. And I think an important thing to consider is being local, getting your food supply locally. And for some people, having a vegan lifestyle and getting it local is not a super easy thing to do. Um,
A lot more where I live, thankfully.
yeah,
Basil can tell you that probably where he lives too.
right, right. But here, I'm in BFE. We have a grocery store, 5 minutes away, but there's no vegan food there.
Right, right.
And you go to Salt Lake 45 minutes away, so you spend all that fuel to go get some vegan food in Salt Lake City. Um, that's just stupid. Look at all your fossil fuel usage. Um, I don't know. I don't like eating meat. I eat meat maybe once a week generally. That's it. And
Hmm.
the rest of the week, no meat. I used to eat meat every single day of the week, 3 times a day. I mean, that's the way I was raised. But I've cut that down to once a week, and I think that's pretty good.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. But I'd much rather see somebody hunting for their food. When you think about them hunting, and that provides their food for the entire year. But I don't believe in hunting for trophies. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in just hunting to put a mount on your wall.
Like Eric and Don Jr., the morons,
Yeah, yeah,
those
especially for,
idiots.
almost extinct animals. That's insane and disgusts me. But I think another thing vegans need to realize is hunters that are doing it for the right reasons to provide food for their family, they don't enjoy killing things. You know, there are those that disgust me that just enjoy killing things, and those people should not be allowed to hunt. Period. Those people
Well,
should be locked away forever because if they think that's fun, they're going to kill or hurt a human one of these days. Or
but it is a sport,
I
and my husband's a hunter, and hunting season's here, and I'm dressed for it.
yeah, I can see
But I
that.
can tell you about what he taught me in life and what a conservationist he is. Although I have had followers of mine say he's a vicious killer, and um, he's not, and he eats it, you
Okay,
know,
so
all year
so
long.
is it worse to eat meat from a grocery store that has been factory farmed and put into the grocery store, lived a horrible life, on a feedlot or something, packed full of glyphosate-filled corn, um, and then be marched up this? Oh, if you see how they're treated, the cattle that are raised for meat, um, in like that factory farm situation. I saw it once, and that memory is ingrained in my brain. It's like this ramp that goes back and forth up, clear up like 4 stories, and there's cows lined up, all in on that ramp, just waiting to be slaughtered. And
Mhm.
knowing how prey animals are, I know that they are communicating, not through the same way a school of fish communicates. That's how they're
Right.
all able to swim together. Is the way a herd animal communicates. It's just like that. So they know there's danger and they're heading right to death. They understand that. So I think that's the best way for vegans to communicate to people. Don't whatever you do, buy factory farmed meat. Where we have meat, where we buy meat, they're they are good night, honey. Love you. Um, they are raised on in the mountains or in a pasture until the very last day, and it's not marched up the state. It's not, and it's local. You're not shipping it, which I still think is horrible. Don't get me wrong, and I still have a problem with it. But knowing how prey animals are, it's like I would rather see them be hunted and harvested out of the wild than have you know that feedlot life and then marched up to their death. Does that make sense?
Hmm. Yes,
And I think that's
it
what
makes
needs to be the
sense.
focus for vegans. I really think they need to focus on that because you're not going to just convince everybody to just go cold turkey, not eat any meat. But they should focus on people's sensibilities about what's really going on and what they're doing. And I know it's horrible for the environment too with the factory farms and all that.
Well, I live in a farming community.
Yeah. Well, so do I.
And
So do I. Yeah.
Sonia has chickens down the road. Get eggs from her.
Yes.
And all year long, I'm cooking venison with then stuff for him. I'm making, all kinds of stuff with it.
Yeah.
And
I
I
get my.
can't apologize for it. My husband's family hunts. They grow their food. My husband grows all the vegetables, picks it and all. Um, I wasn't a hunter. I didn't know what, I didn't like hunters. I hated it. When I met him, I didn't know anything about it. And he taught me way more than I bargained for. I had no idea. We would go on trails, and he would show me the plants, and then he would show me scat, different animals, and he would. It's a art. He sits in the woods for hours, and he won't come home with anything. He just sits in the woods and hikes in the woods. And he had that really bad motorcycle accident in 2017. He had a big plate put in his arm. So his favorite is bow hunting, and he can't pull back his bow. And it's made him really angry. And he likes to do the bow target shooting in the backyard. He's been doing it with a different bow. But I said, there's a will, there's a way. Maybe the guy can make it work for you. The bow, it has to have a different pullback. I mean, it's a skill. It's not just about killing. It's just, and
Yeah.
they
I'm
all, they
conflicted
all,
about that. I kind of hate bow hunting because I've
I
seen
don't
it.
like any of it.
I
Okay.
don't. I
Really.
don't like
Maybe
any
I
of it
do.
either.
Married to the guy.
I know. I know. But I grew up with it. My family did it, and my both my parents were hunters, and it was really hard for me, honestly. I remember, seeing the animal when they shot it and it wasn't completely dead and crying because they put it out of its
He has
misery.
crossbows.
Yeah.
They're
Anyway,
permanent.
this is a horrible, horrible topic, but it needs to be touched on. I just really think it
Well, it's hunting
does.
season here. So,
Yeah.
the big thing is getting ready for hunting season. And,
It's same here. Same here.
and honestly, we don't need that much. Wait,
They just opened up a ton more permits here.
mm,
Um, they, Utah. Oh my God, Utah. Um,
probably different in New
because
York.
we are building in the animals' land, they want to get rid of more animals to make more room for humans.
See,
So
and people are right here. They're saying killing is life, suffering is the issue for me. I understand. I'm not. The only hunting I ever did was I shot with a camera.
yeah, me too. I can't even kill a fly. Seriously, I have the hardest time. We had this giant spider that scared me twice. Oh, Trisha, Trisha. Anyway, I made my daughter's boyfriend catch it and put it outside. I'm like, don't kill it, don't kill it. Just put it
Right.
outside.
I'm not into it. I have deer all over my property, and it breaks my heart because I want them to stay. I have mamas and babies, and my husband said he would never touch those, and he's not allowed to hunt here. Oh, no, no, no. He can't hunt our property. This is my sanctuary. But the thing is I can't keep them here. And I said, Doug, nobody's going to touch those babies. And he said, nobody he knows, nobody that would have, a conscience would touch the babies.
Yeah,
And
but people
it's
here
this,
don't have consciences. They
oh, here they do.
consciences. I don't know. Anyway, they kill babies. It's okay. They just like killing things
That's
in this town.
disgusting.
Yeah, it is
You can't
disgusting.
do that here, and you have to get doe permits. You can't. You have to have a permit to get a doe. I mean, you just can't
No,
do
you
that.
do. You can get permits. I hear Trisha.
Ugh.
Talk, Trisha.
It was
Huh?
really. It was
Okay, there you
difficult for
are. We
me.
hear you. I think we hear you.
I hear.
I did hear her.
Hi, Freethinker 59. I haven't seen all the comments because you probably all hate
Hi,
me
free
now.
thinker.
But
Yeah, hi.
and
What did
again, I
Snark
eat
say?
eggs, and I try. There's a local store.
Baby deer is
I
veal.
I try to
Baby
get
cows
them
are veal.
from people down the road. We have a farm, Masco's Farm. I can get everything I need here, and then vegetables we have. The only thing I buy out
Turn your
is once
microphone
in
on,
a
Trisha.
while spinach, because we didn't grow spinach for shit this year.
Really, my spinach went crazy, and
Not
and
here.
and
We
then we
Can
got
you
got
hear me?
yes.
yeah.
Hi.
Hi, Trisha. I could actually hear you. Can y'all hear Trisha?
Yeah, but I can't see her. Is she coming on?
No, she just uses her
Okay. Hi,
picture.
Trisha.
Chris, I've got some feedback going on here.
Do you have
Hang on,
another
hang on
page
one
open?
second.
Okay.
I'll turn one off.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. Hang
Yay.
on. Yay. Hi.
Hi, Trisha. The
Hi.
sound is working. Can you guys hear Trisha? Yes, yes. Keith Boyd says yes.
I think the photo's up too finally, so it's
Yes, your picture's up, which
not
is
real.
fantastic. Okay,
I'm a
Trisha.
bit scared of this because I'm very passionately vegan, so
I know.
Yes,
That's
great. A
good.
vegan. Yes, come on. Tell me what you
Yes, I knew
think.
she was.
so I hope it wasn't one of my comments that upset anybody because
Oh,
there was no
No,
intention to that. Sometimes I just get very passionate about it.
of course you would.
Excuse
I understand it, and I support vegans like heavily. I would
Excuse me.
love to become vegan. I have obstacles,
Okay.
but I would love to become vegan. Um, but go ahead. I want you to tell me what you think about what we were talking about. We're trying to like make vegans understand so that they can make their argument better.
Sure.
and not
I'm
hate
losing
us.
my voice. I've had a bit of a cold this week. The weather's been very cold and wet. Okay. Yeah. I sort of get where you guys are coming from. I grew up in that world and I live in a rural area. I'm surrounded by slaughterhouse workers in this wee town and by farmers and dairy farmers and hunters as well. So I get it. So I live amongst that community. So I navigate a difficult path, but I've had some interesting conversations with them. I work in the food industry. I sell meat products as part of my job.
No wonder
I
why
work,
you're vegan.
Yeah, no kidding. No
well, I've seen
joke.
quite a lot. Well, I grew up in a dairy farm. My father was a Scottish immigrant from a British farming family, and it's traditional. And then when I was a teenager, he went into horticulture. He just had enough of the whole animal thing too. I mean, it's really difficult. It's a very I've seen a lot of traumatized slaughterhouse workers here in this town. I
Oh,
actually live
that.
next door to one and talked to a lot of people over the years, and it is a very emotionally difficult job. And I think that's one of the reasons my dad went into horticulture, and he was a pioneering avocado and kiwi fruit grower in New Zealand.
Oh.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. And
Woo.
so I grew up in that world, but my family still eat meat. I'm the only weird hippie freak. But so yeah, I see both sides of the story, and I used to eat it myself. But I tell you the truth, part of it's vanity. I feel a lot better since I gave it. I gave up meat 40 years ago, and I gave up animal product, dairy products, and so forth 20 years ago. But occasionally there's something that creeps in. You cannot be 100% perfect
Mhm.
in this world. Nobody can because that just isn't possible. But yeah, I mean, from a health point of view, from the way I feel, and I guess from my point of view, from a conscience point of view, I do feel a whole lot better. But I also find it socially difficult. You know, um, there's not a lot of vegans in this town. I'm probably one of
Oh,
two.
really?
Yeah, I
And
can imagine.
Dunedin's amazing, Chris. I go down to Dunedin and catch up with the vegan group
Oh.
because it's a student town. There's a lot of young people
Mhm. For those of
and
you
a
who
lot
don't
of
know, that's where my daughter is living. Just,
Oh,
yeah.
really? That's cool. That's great. Are you going to hook
It's a
them up?
very cool town. Very
oh yeah,
cool
I
town.
hope to. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it's very much a growing thing amongst younger generation. It's quite a big thing in Australia as well. Yeah, I think my generation there's a lot less interest in it. hmm
Oh yeah. Oh
Which
my.
is which is yours, which is both of yours, pretty much as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's not a lot of vegan. I don't know any vegans except for my daughter. I have one daughter. Well, not she's not really a vegan. She's a pescatarian. So
Sure.
she'll eat fish and dairy,
Yeah.
and that's it. So
Yeah.
um, I don't know.
But we have a lot of farmers coming into work. They come in and they say things that they know that their dairy industry is destroying the rivers. They know it's destroying the land. It's very obvious here. You can see it. I think a lot of them think that their time is limited in that industry, and I think the government's starting to realise that too. There's a lot of farmers down in Southland, which is the next county over, right at the bottom, that want to transition to oat milk, into growing oats and things like that, but there aren't any subsidies for that at the moment.
Why don't they have subsidies for that? They'll subsidize
Yeah.
oil, they'll subsidize gas,
Yeah.
they'll subsidize all these things that are horrible for the environment, but they won't subsidize the things that are good for the environment.
Well, Chris, it's the same story as with the oil and gas industry. I mean, I don't know if you've seen Cowspiracy, and they make the connection between 51% methane emissions and the meat and dairy industries, which I think is accurate because they've actually worked it out, done the math, and spoke to the experts and contradicted what the USDA and the meat lobbies and the states have said. And yeah, there's a lot of truth in that. I think people are waking up to that. Along with the health concerns that the World Health Organization has said that meat causes cancer and that dairy has its issues as well.
Right.
And
Do you,
so,
do you see a difference between factory farm meats and, say, wildly harvested meat? I think that's probably better for the environment if you're only speaking
totally,
about the environment.
yeah, I totally do. But I think in terms of guys, there's this hunting instinct, right? So it seems to be natural to a lot of guys to want to go out and prove themselves and do that. I think women don't necessarily have that desire to kill anything.
There's a lot of
There's a
women
lot
here who
around
do.
here.
Rural areas, what do you do?
I went
Really?
hunting with my husband for years before my back took a shit, but I never killed anything. Like I said, I just
I've been
shot with
hunting
my
with my
camera.
parents
I have my own
and
shotgun.
boyfriends at times, but I never let them shoot when I'm with them, so they don't tend to take me along.
Right.
Well, when I was a kid, we had a creek full of these native eels here. Kevin Hester probably knows about these. There's a Maori name for them. They're quite big and they're in the fresh waterways. And I feel really terrible about it now. We used to fish for them with a open safety pin on a piece of string and then bash them on the head. And I mean, I
Oh,
just couldn't imagine. I just couldn't imagine. But we were kids and we grew up in that world. What do you
I
expect, you
know.
know?
I grew up fishing and taught to slam the fish's head
Yeah.
against a rock to kill him.
Yeah.
I used to do that, and I used
Around
to
the
gut the
world.
fish when I was a kid. I did all that, and then I grew up, and I'm like, I can't do that anymore. I won't even go
Right.
fishing, not even catch and release
Yeah.
fishing. I can't. I just think it's cruel, so I don't do it.
Around the
Yeah. I mean,
world is cruelty all over the world in
yeah.
so many
I know.
countries, and they eat different things than we do. And it's just, it's like we can't control it. We just can control
That's
ourselves.
the hard part. Is even if you know that it's horrible, you're trying to reconcile like the natural world. You know how the natural world, every things eat other things and all that. You're trying to
Yeah.
reconcile all of that, and you can't separate humans from the natural world. So
No.
but
And
that's my conflict. I'm trying to
yeah,
reconcile all this, and I don't have it straight yet, and I don't know if I'll ever have it
no, no
straight.
one does. And we only go on the information we have available at any given time. And I'm still learning too. I mean, having been a journalist for a long time, I'm sort of an obsessive researcher, so I'll go after something and find out the truth. But I'm also very concerned about health. I just lost my mother to 8 years of heart disease and then cancer, and she'd
Today?
been no
Oh,
last year,
oh,
last year.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
But I'm still getting
Oh,
over it,
it
really. But
hurts.
she'd been a dairy farmer's wife, and our diet growing up was so much meat and so much dairy product and so much also wheat because she used to bake like a good Kiwi farmer's wife. And it's
But you're mixing. That's why if you eat meat and lean meat and vegetables,
yeah,
and you don't eat sugar and you
And
don't eat
carbs.
yeah,
carbs. I
Yeah.
don't eat any of it. I haven't in months and months, and I'm doing
yeah,
much better that way. And I decided to change totally again, and I'm happy. Without sugar, I don't miss it. You know,
yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
never had sugar.
as kids, we were always sick, and I grew up with weight issues. And it took me years of trial and error to figure it out, and years of research. And Leslie Kenton wrote Raw Energy in 1985. She was Californian based, but then she moved to Britain, journalist and amazing writer, and she wrote about plant-based diets very early on, and she was very inspiring to me. In fact, as a journalist, I actually got to interview her about 4 times in the 90s, and she died in New Zealand about 2 or 3 years ago. I think she eventually moved here because she liked us, but um, yeah, it's a long process, and we are so marketed at by all these industries, meat, oil, gas. We all know the
all the
drill.
coyotes are out
Yeah,
there.
all the big corporate interests
Yeah,
that try to influence us on a daily basis. Yeah, we're pretty aware. I think.
and they've captured our media because I worked for it. I was a mainstream journalist in Wellington for 16 years or so, working for Rupert Murdoch's empire, and got to write a lot of advertorial PR stuff as well. I got to be a fashion editor as well, which is super cool, and also an environmental writer in the 90s. I got to do some amazing stuff, but I got also to realize that a lot of the time we weren't telling the truth, and that's why I can't do it now, because my karma or whatever, I just couldn't live with myself these days,
Good
not
for you. I'm so proud of
not
you
telling the truth. Yeah.
because you
So
probably could have made a lot of money doing that.
I did at the time. I made a lot of
Wow.
money. When I left, I was on a really good income, and I could have gone into PR because I was good at it and made a lot more. Instead, I'm sort of subsistence living with a kind of Mick job and the McDonald's Mick job. I'm not working for McDonald's, but a Mick job in the industry. I call it because it's just kind of a part-time job that you do because you need the money. But yeah, I guess there's a price to pay for having principles. And what I have done in the last 20 years is do a lot of writing online and activism, trying to help people
That's
avoid the
wonderful.
pitfalls of eating the wrong things and having health issues, because I've lost a lot of people along the way with heart disease, diabetes, cancer, depression, family suicides, and I've linked a lot of it to we are what we eat. And I've also experienced that myself. I was diagnosed with MS in 2001 and
Oh my
got
God.
over that eventually, and had weight issues and various things. Yeah,
Yeah, me too. Up and down with
cigarette
the weight.
addictions.
Yeah.
No, I
That
don't
was
have
my
that.
drug of choice.
Uh, yeah, I'm kind of
Yeah,
there too. I'm sure you know. Um, oh my
yeah.
gosh. We should read
So
some of the. I'm so happy you're here. I want to talk. I want you and Kevin. Now that we know your audio is working, I really want you and Kevin to be on a show
That'd be
together.
great.
cool.
The New
That would
Zealand,
be great.
the New
Basil
Zealand
was
show.
saying about the coyotes. I said it. I'm listening. I'm sitting here and I hear them really close tonight. And I never hear them like this close. I hear them like,
That's no
I don't know.
fair.
I think they're really close. And Basil said his are close too. I don't let my cats outside because I don't want them to be dinner. See, but it's a big cycle. Chris, I wanted to ask you if you saw Hierophant's video. The one where at the end he has the jaguar on a hyena. He talks about how the hyena gets its prey, and he talked about the cycle of life. And basically, he was saying just everything, the whole planet should go extinct because all that life
Oh,
is
I think I did
a
watch that.
cycle
Yeah.
of eating eating each other. And if you've ever watched a hyena get its prey, it's hideous. And then he talks about
Brian
all of it.
on Head in the Box is the same way. Have you watched Brian on Head in the Box?
Oh yeah. But it
There's a
was the same
term
way.
for it. It's not antinatalist. There's another term for
Yes,
it. Val
it is
knows what it is.
antinatalism. It is antinatalism, isn't
But
it?
there's another one. There's another term. Antinatalist, just you don't want to bring more
Oh,
babies onto the
well,
planet. There's another one that just they want all nature gone. Um, like they think it's all evil and they want it all done. And I don't know if I agree with that. I
I
think
don't think I
nature.
agree with that at all. I just wanted to bring up that point because I thought that was really good. His video was a
Yeah,
very good description of how organisms are all created as prey and predator,
yeah, but
mostly
yeah,
everything.
but humans are messing up the whole system. They
Of
just
course.
are.
Yeah,
And it's
sadly, yeah, because there's lots of good things about humans too. It's just
Well, we're
it's
right here. There's lots of good things about this goddamn chat room.
well, I love all you guys, every
Well,
single one of you guys. But the rest of no, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna go there. Just
I'll tell you what breaks my heart, guys, is you think about climate change and you think one day we might be gone, and then you think about all the beautiful art, the architecture, the music, the opera, all the things that are going to, well, probably the
Oh,
architecture will still be here, but we won't. But you think about all the amazing things that we've done that's going to
I worry
disappear.
more
yes,
about all the beautiful animals. I mean, there's always
but the
already
human
so
Yeah,
many
spirit is,
that
you
have gone
know,
extinct. That's what I worry about is the animals
of
and
course.
nature because that's what I grew up loving is nature. So
yeah.
that's the hard part for me to digest and my kids and what they will have to live through. That's that's my hard.
Well, yeah, my kid's 31, and I think when she's my age, it's going to be horrible. I'll be dead, but it'll be horrible for her.
My
And I keep trying to
grandkids,
prepare her for it. She's not having kids. Mine's not having kids.
these are
My
step
daughter,
grandkids. They're adopted as step grandkids, but they're still like 8 and 10. Like,
Hmm.
what do you do?
my daughter's in her 30s, but she knew in high school, probably maybe a little growing up with me and her dad, who was also quite an activist and aware of things. And she decided not to have kids at
Mine too.
when
I'll
she was a
say,
teenager, and she's on the front lines of Extinction Rebellion in Brighton and in the
that's
UK at the
awesome.
moment. So
Tell her
yeah,
thank you for
okay,
me.
Yeah, because I
I
wish
will.
my kid would do that, be an activist like her
Me
mother was.
too. Me
My
too.
daughter
Yeah,
doesn't follow in my steps as far as activism. She's a musician, freak, goth, music, everything. It's all about music. But
But
I mean, I'm not putting it down. I'm just saying that's her.
yeah,
yeah,
but at least my 3 kids and my husband's 3 kids have all decided not to have kids. So yay.
yeah.
I mean, there's
I
that.
was actually a bit upset at first because I would have quite liked one grandchild, but now that I've spent the last 3 or 4 months, thanks to actually my neighbour, alerting me to the big picture about climate change, and actually now I'm quite glad that she's made that decision because there's already so much suffering going on around this
Oh yeah.
issue. I mean,
There's
all of
plenty of
us,
babies around that you can love
yeah,
and hug and feel sorry for. You don't need
yeah,
your own grandchild
Exactly.
that you're going to be like, "Oh my God, I love you," but you're going to
I like
suffer.
baby puppies and kitties, but I don't
well,
know. Every
we,
time I go around babies, and everybody's all, oh, the baby hugging and all. All right, yeah, I had my one, but I
Oh,
don't want to.
I can hug them and bounce them for a few minutes and then I hand them off. So
Yeah,
it's like,
but
my kids.
I'm actually, sorry guys,
Go.
I'm actually working with some climate refugees. We've got people from Burma and India working in our store and other places, and I'm talking about this in the tea room, and they're telling me what they've come from as well. So, I mean, this is obviously going to be a bigger issue as more and more people are on the move. Gail Bradbrook said in an interview yesterday with Democracy Now! That 1 in 10 people will be a climate refugee in the future, and I
yeah,
think that's really terrifying
yeah, and I
because
think it's
we're
pretty
seeing the
accurate too,
yeah,
actually.
yeah, and we're seeing the effects on our coastline. I live on the coast here. There's roads that have already gone,
Must be
and
beautiful though.
yeah,
Isn't it
Beautiful.
cooler there right now though? Like, well, it is here as well, but I think there's some kind of stratospheric warming that's pushing the cold air down over New Zealand.
Yeah,
Uh,
and the warm air is above the cold air
yeah,
apparently,
yeah.
and some Antarctic input, and it's exceptionally cold for this time of year. I
Yeah,
think.
Paul Beckwith
Yeah,
discussed that. If you're not into Paul
yeah,
Beckwith, watch him. He talks about, and this is firsthand experience, you know, verifying
yeah. I
what
love
he's
Paul Beckwith.
talking
Yeah,
about. Yeah, the stratospheric warming, and it pushes the cold air down over New Zealand. But Australia is still going to get exceptionally hot, from what I understand.
Yes.
So, it's crazy.
Australia's already on fire. There's a bushfire
Yep,
already in New South Wales. They're saying that was deliberately lit. I think some of them are, but the
oh
thing
yeah.
is, I
Mm,
think that the thing is now that they get out of control so fast because they're having a drought over there. So if someone deliberately lights a bushfire now, it becomes a bigger deal than it might have been in
right.
the
Yeah,
past.
like the
Yeah,
Amazon in California. Did you hear what's happening in
yeah,
California where they shut off electricity to, on what is
yeah,
it
Oh
like?
yeah, 800,000 people, and a bunch of my friends are telling me about it. And I'm thinking to myself, this is a anti-fire strategy, right? With the winds. Why did not all these town planning boards start planning for rooftop solar for people's homes? And instead of having transmission lines having to bring the power, give the power to the people, give them opportunity to have it
Then
instead of
corporations can't profit off of that.
of
Oh my
course
God.
not, but this is an effort to keep fires. So now they're going to have no electric to 800,000 people instead of planning for a better future. This is California. You'd think that they wouldn't have their heads up their ass, but
They
they
have
do.
their heads up their ass as far as
They have
everywhere
their
they,
heads.
else.
So, everybody's suffering. It's like, okay, but it all could have been planned much differently, and you won't need transmission lines. Give people
yeah.
what they need to be self-sufficient
Yeah.
in these times when they can't use the electricity. But
Yeah,
no,
everyone needs to try to be as self-sufficient as
they
possible
aren't.
that way.
I
Yeah.
think I've been watching some real life crime series from the States recently and other countries, and realizing, and especially amongst the wealthy and what goes on behind mansion walls, which is a great series actually, realizing it's the same story over and over again, that power and money become a drug, and no matter how much they have with some people, it's like a junkie, they never have enough. So reining in these people is almost impossible,
Oh yeah.
and they're prepared to do anything, kill their own families sometimes for, whatever it is they're going after. So you sort of look at that and you think human nature is really scary,
Yeah.
and
Not like in human nature.
and I can see why governments have done nothing
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, they have it. Can you see comments at Altricia? Because we're going to be reading comments pretty quick because I'm sure Sandy's getting very uncomfortable.
No, I'm
I'll
reading
see.
comments. I'm reading emails. I'm sitting here listening to
Are
Trisha
you?
as
Well,
she's
I
looking
want
at
Trisha. Do
emails.
you know how to pop out the comments, Trisha? This is something
No,
you got to learn.
I'm
If she looks on
learning.
her phone, she can look at like I'm doing it on
I'll
my
look on my
phone.
phone. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, pull it
I'm
up
looking at
because we're going to go through comments because I really like to bring everybody in on the conversation. And
yeah.
I'm
sorry if
burping.
I'm rambling. Just tell me to shut up.
No, you're
Going
not.
south. Nobody is Donald Trump. You found a new listener.
You found out who nobody is.
That's the
Congratulations,
funniest thing I've
Torstein.
heard. That's great. That was brilliant.
That was brilliant. That's pretty brilliant, Torstein.
Yeah, because
Hey,
Osama
did
said,
you?
"Why is nobody ever on chat?"
I didn't.
You're
I think I was accused of being
hilarious.
Donald Trump in comments.
No,
So
you're not.
Hey,
You're,
did you
Jesus
see that?
Christ! Stop it. We're
Hambone
not
thinks
going
that
there.
Andy the Gardener's Roger Hallam. Did
Do
you
uh,
what?
see that? Yeah,
I didn't catch
is
Sam
that.
it
Mitchell
new?
thinks.
I'm coughing. Excuse me for just
Oh
one
God,
second. I've got a cough
hang on,
and
stop.
I'm gonna turn off my video for a second and my sound.
Oh God. So why is she doing this? Okay. Well, then, Trisha, you still here?
I'm still there.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, can you answer me a question about where you live? And you said you're on the coast, right?
Yeah, I live
Are
on the
you guys
coast
prone to
north
storms?
of Dunedin, which is where Chris's daughter is and her boyfriend. That's an hour and a half south. And I live on the coast in North Otago, which is south of Christchurch. It's sort of
Sounds
3 hours south of Christchurch.
Do you notice?
So
Oh, so okay. Do you
yeah,
notice any appreciable sea level rise?
yeah, we've lost a road. There's a coastal road just south of this wee town that goes down the coast a wee way to another seaside town. It's gone.
Okay.
Most of it's been washed away. I actually put pictures of it on my Instagram account a few months ago.
Wow.
Um,
Are there
yeah, and
mitigation
and
effects?
I was down in Dunedin 2 weeks ago. There's a beautiful area called the Peninsula, which goes around the harbour, and it's got some beautiful properties and hills on it and everything. And the road that goes out there, which is just above sea level, is actually being eroded away as well. So
Wow.
that's going to be an interesting challenge for the local council down there.
Yeah. And I'm sure they have to be, like all these towns looking at mitigation and different ways of combating it, or they're going to have to move people. It's going to happen all over, all these coasts.
Yeah, they're trying to put up an expensive sea wall, but they can't keep doing that. It's a very narrow road, and it's a very long road right to the end of where the housing areas are. So they can't keep doing that because the sea level. We've noticed here in this town that it's actually risen in the last couple of months
Oh,
because
wow.
it's
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's scary stuff.
Did you
That's
guys hear me
Antonio's
coughing when I
specialty.
turned off my
Yeah, they
microphone?
said they did. I
Ah,
guess, yeah.
well, that's rude. I'm sorry. It was a horrible
Is it?
cough. It was so bad. I was holding it back,
Oh.
and I turned off my microphone. And
Well, you left me, so I was thinking about getting to Trisha then and asking her that question because she said she lived on the coast. While it's probably beautiful, I'm sure that there's
that's
challenges.
yeah, that was a great question. I was listening. I just thought I turned my microphone off. Oh,
There's a
that
sea
sucks.
level
I'm
rise
sorry.
in
That
the
was a
Great
horrible
Lakes.
sound. Oh.
I
Okay.
didn't hear a thing, Chris.
Well, that's good. Ah. Did you find
Hey,
your chat? While we're on here, you need to figure out how to use the chat. So when you come on next time with Kevin, you'll already
yeah,
have
I've
the
got
chat.
it on my phone. I can
Okay,
see
cool.
Kevin.
Hey,
Gail
Trisha.
Bradbury is wrong. Every single last one of us will be refugees. Yes,
Yes,
probably.
yes, probably. Yeah,
Um,
eventually.
Wow, it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it's getting late. That's what I'm saying. I'm
Well, it's
sure.
just I can't believe I'm sitting like this, but I've got two back braces propping me up on
Oh,
now.
that's good. I'm worried about how your comfort level, Sandy, because I get
Shucks.
uncomfortable, and
If I had good pain management, this kind of doesn't take away pain.
I've had
I got,
sciatica for days now, and
oh,
I
that
don't
hurts.
know. It's like down your back and down
Yeah,
to your
yeah,
knee,
down
my
in your
hip.
ass,
Oh, it hurts
your
so
ass
bad.
cheeks.
But
Sandy,
I'm
I had
sorry, Chris.
accident in 2008. I've got sciatic pain as well. It's terrible sometimes.
oh,
That's why I only work part time.
it's only
Yeah,
bad every so often, but when it gets bad, it gets bad. I haven't
yeah.
had problems for years, and now suddenly I have issues with it again. So I don't know what's going on. I think it has something to do with breaking my toes and then just not walking normal and just throwing everything off kilter. So that's
Ooh.
probably it. I don't know.
Mm.
Hey, I was wondering, does anyone else have kind of like contingency plans for when things get worse?
We
I mean,
don't. This is it.
it's
This is
really
it.
hard to figure out what to do.
I'm
You
just
know,
all I'm doing is working on growing a garden, and I'm hoping to move to a big property in Nevada, in the upper like elevations of
Yeah, I'd like
Nevada,
to see you
cool.
do that.
and it's a beautiful place on 360 acres where we could grow a lot of food, and it has a well and everything. That's what I'm hoping to do, but for now, I mean, I may die here. I don't know. I guess I'll be happy dying here with my beautiful barn that I have
Horses and
and
all
my
that.
horse. Well, yeah, I'd love my horses to have more space, but we do all right, I guess. Um, I don't know. I mean, I just want to be close to my kids. I want to bring everybody together
Oh,
in one place.
Zox. He plans to eat
Oh,
babies.
Zox is here. I
He's
plan to
been
eat
watching the
babies.
mainstream. He's been watching the mainstream media,
That
or
was
he's been,
hilarious. That was
or
just,
you've been on Twitter, Zox.
yeah.
Ah.
What do you,
Jean
trolls?
is asking if we have insect disappearing problems. Yes, they're different. I didn't have dragonflies, but we have a lot of hornets right now.
We
We
had
don't
a lot
have,
less of flies this year than we've ever had. Way
we have
fewer
less
flies.
birds,
Hey, we did too
less birds.
last year. And butterflies
And I haven't
and
seen worms either.
birds, native birds
Yeah,
are
birds.
disappearing. And people in this town are saying they haven't seen an earthworm for 2 years either. I mean,
That's
something's going
one of them I
on
saw.
for
Absolutely. There
sure.
used to be worms in our, okay, if you lift up a horse water when we dump it to empty it and clean it out, underneath there would always be worms there. Not anymore.
Yeah,
There's no
I'm
worms
just
there
standing
anymore.
up for a minute, guys.
yeah,
Okay, you're
yeah.
good, Sandy. Do what you have to do.
Ah,
We know you're suffering.
I'm not suffering. I'm just got
Stretch. Okay.
Oh Lord, and that even hurts. Stretching hurts. Oh
Oh,
well,
stretching always
it
feels so
happens.
good.
I'm so
I
sick of my
stretch
own
like
self. That's why I'm gonna die here.
sneakily.
Because what am I gonna run away from?
I'll climb
I mean,
away. As soon as my toes are better, I'm gonna climb away.
I'm going to be the marauding horde.
Okay, let's
I'm
go
gonna
through
be the one
comments.
running around with a gun.
Okay, guys. All right. Awesome that you made it here, Trisha. I'm so excited.
Oh, thank you.
Finally, I still want to
Me too.
talk about all the things you found out about climate in the meetings. But I want to save that for when we have Kevin on with us.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely want to do that. But let's go through comments and call it a night because I get up really early. I get up at 4:30 in the morning. So I kind of want to get this and
This
go
was
to
fun
sleep.
though. I'm glad
It was fun.
I
Thank you
did it.
so much for coming, Sandy and Trisha. Oh my gosh, what a special surprise to have Trisha
I
jump
just want
on.
to make sure everybody
Well,
goes
I
and
thought it
watches what
might
I
be
read.
me that upset you guys about the vegan thing because
Oh
I
I
wasn't
tend to
upset
no,
say
about
what I
anything.
think.
no,
So I
I
we
don't
thought
want
want.
people to hate me because my husband goes out and hunts.
We're
I mean,
trying to
no, well,
understand each other. That's all we're trying to do is have a communication and understand each other. I think that the world needs more of that. You know?
half my town goes out and hunts. I mean, I wouldn't have any friends if I judged people on that basis at all. So,
no, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
either. I don't like to judge
Not
anybody,
to
really.
mention my family as well. So yeah,
yeah. That's my family and everybody in this town. So
same.
I shamed my husband out of hunting. So
I can't.
I, I
It's not him.
well, my husband never killed anything before, so why would he start now while
Mm.
he's with me? No. And I grew up with those carcasses hanging in the barn, and I'm not having that at my house. I don't
I
want
don't like
carcasses
it.
hanging in my barn.
Well, we had
So,
a hunting camp, and that's where he did that, but I sold it.
oh,
So now that I sold it, it's, he could always do it all at his brother's too. But last year, people get mad. Last year, they butchered the deer right downstairs.
ah,
What could I do?
I don't.
Nothing.
Yeah, I saw my dad killing sheep when I was a kid because that's what they did on the farm in those days.
Mm.
I think that might have been the moment I decided to go vegan. Actually, I think I was about 10
That
when
would
I
do
saw
it.
that.
I didn't
Yeah,
go downstairs to see it. Oh, God, no.
Oh,
yeah. I just walked in on into the shed accidentally and saw that happen, and I thought this is something I don't like about this. So
oh, okay.
I
That
think
thought's
that.
gonna give me nightmares tonight. Just telling you.
Ah,
So that's
well.
probably why I'm vegan now.
I had
Possibly
a
why I'm
pet
vegan.
sheep, and I've never been able to eat lamb,
No, I
mutton,
never eat
anything.
lamb or veal or any of that. Ugh.
No, I've
Nope.
never ever been able to eat any duck, even because I've had lots of pet ducks. Uh,
Oh, I don't
I
either.
used to
I'm really
on the
picky.
dairy farm. I used to bring up the baby calves as well, and then some of them would get taken away from their mothers and sent off to especially the boys, sent off to the meatworks at about a week old or something. They used to have them crying, as Dad was driving away with him in a trailer down the road, the mothers would be crying in the fields and the baby calves would be crying, and I'd just be like, whoa, what's going on here? It was very difficult. So those things do affect you, I
Oh,
think.
They would
oh,
Yeah.
affect me. It affects me if I have to drive by the farm that has those veal houses outside. I can't stand driving
Uh,
by there, and I
me
decided
either. Me either.
I
Those
thought
wee
I would go there and
cages.
hold up a sign.
Yeah.
Go across the street and hold
These
up a sign.
babies are going to be killed.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I mean,
horrible.
people need to know.
These babies just want their mum.
I know. Oh, it's so horrible. Oh,
Yeah. And we're all mothers, you know what that's like too, if
yes.
anything happens
And
to
people
your
don't
child.
think, some people like on this right wing hill show that I went on, they think that animals don't have feelings, they don't have intelligence. And you're
My
up
husband
in the
never says
freaking
that. He
night.
knows they have feelings. He
We're
knows.
animals. I mean, of course they have feelings. That is so
I know.
callous.
Bear, do you have
People,
feelings, Bear? Do you have feelings? Huh? Huh?
Right.
He's talking to me, sorry.
oh,
What? Do you want to go outside? You don't know what you're talking about. No. You don't know nothing. You're just an animal.
yeah,
That's just an animal. He doesn't know
he's a
anything.
carnivore. He's a carnivore.
I gotta go let him out. I will be right back. You guys keep the conversation going. Talk to the people. Talk to the
Okay.
peeps. I'll be right back.
Well, okay. Basil was
I'll
saying
be
that he what cutting into fleshy
quiet.
tomatoes, and he sliced deeply into the flesh of his last tomato. And tonight I made tomato soup with fresh ones that my husband picked in. I made tomato soup, and then I'm not going to can it. I'm going to freeze it because I don't trust the canning thing I have. And I was too lazy this year to go out and get the lids because I haven't been feeling good, and it's a lot of work. All these things are work, but it's worth it though if you want to have your food last all. I have green beans, uh, beans from last year. Still have good stuff in the freezer, and it's still good. So you know, yeah, this year's. So that's a good thing about not having to buy vegetables, except the spinach was yuck.
Are they organic, Sandy? Do you,
Yeah, right from outside. Yeah, my husband doesn't use any pesticides or any of that stuff.
I see
No, and in
Basil
fact,
saying tomatoes, garlic, and onions perfection. That
Sam
sounds
came and helped us put in raised beds. Not me,
nice.
not us. Helped him put in raised beds this year so that it'll be no till anymore. And but we couldn't get ahead of the weeds, and I didn't lay down the material on the in between the beds because I've had a hard summer, and both of us. But we're trying our best,
Oh,
to
hi,
make it.
human.
Both of us are broken people. My husband and I are broken.
I had a pet rabbit. I never raised a cow to eat. I prefer to treat all the
Ooh, sweet
animals
potatoes.
like they're fellow humans. Anthony, yeah, me too. I have two pet rabbits. I had three, but the mama died last year. Um, Basil says tomatoes, garlic, and onions, perfection.
His wife made that when she was with me here. Karen made that. Oh, she
Mm,
made it with our stuff. It was delicious.
I roasted tomatoes, onions, garlic, and peppers,
Mm.
and then I can them. So I have canned roasted tomatoes, onions, and peppers from my garden. So, yay. Yay me. I started
Hi,
counting.
Anthrofax. She says this year
Oh,
she
and
picked her
Tina.
first wild mushrooms, cinnabar chanterelles.
Nice.
Yum. Yay!
Nice.
I'm getting an indoor greenhouse in my
Lightning
dining
rods
room
here.
this year because um we don't use our dining room. It's like a wasted space. And my cats will touch my plants. And I brought in my lavender and I brought in all my herbs, and I got to keep the cats away. So I found this indoor greenhouse thingy to put up the shelves and all. And my husband's got these grow lights. So we're going to set something up to keep me busy and distracted, and growing vegetables.
There
I
you
hope it
go.
works. I
Book
really hope
Hermit's
I can
here.
do it.
Famous book
I hope I
Hermit's
can
here.
do it.
Yeah,
And see what
fermentation
happens.
was
What
before
cultivate.
freezing.
So,
I want to learn how to do fermentation of vegetables. I've been researching that, so I'm going to try that next year.
yeah. fermentation. That's what my
All these
Amish
fine
neighbors.
people catching
My
it.
Amish neighbors don't have refrigerators, so their meat is they can their meat and they ferment and they do a lot of different things. And when I first moved here, my
Thank
one
you,
neighbor,
free thinker. Thank you.
his wife had babies, had twins, and he came over and he says, "Can I please put my ice cream in your freezer?" And then when she wanted to have ice cream, he'd come running over and then would bring the ice cream back. She had twins. I thought that was
Oh
cute.
my
They didn't have a
gosh.
freezer.
That's
I did.
awesome. Okay, after hours show. Hey, Torstein. Okay.
Torstein's gonna have an after hour.
Okay, yeah, he likes to do one right after my show sometimes, so um I think that's what he's talking about. So head over to Going South, and he'll probably have some kind of a premiere where you can join in chat there. So don't feel too bad about leaving here. Um, Basil Peterson, actually, in the article, there's nothing but Green's 24-hour sun in the summer. Hey, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Hey,
yeah.
did you guys hear Hambone's video posted it was overnight our time about the methane
Oh yeah, yeah,
fountain that they've suddenly started talking about. I think it's in the Arctic, is it?
yeah.
Yeah.
They just discovered new, much more like the website faster than previously
Yeah,
expected.
it was in
And we
Newsweek
put that
too.
article, we put it on
And
our page, and we are hoping that we discuss it in our next State of the Planet with
yeah.
Antonio
And
and
Black
Nick.
Bear News also covered it.
Jennifer.
So
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, yeah. I love Antonio and Nick Humphreys, brilliant,
Yep.
and Jennifer, that's brilliant. That show
Yeah,
you should have,
Jennifer will be back.
I'll
She'll
tell
be
them what
on
back.
that
Piercer
show.
TV show. I don't know what
We can't even
Piercer
do our
TV
once a
show
month.
is, Val. Dang it. But we're going to
Gene,
be
just
on
show us the
Monday.
phone. Humpty Dumpty Tribe. I'll write it down.
Okay.
Or
Yeah.
Collapse Chronicles.
I think
Text
those
them.
two guys are brilliant, Antonio and Nick. They're
I
amazing.
love them.
Oh, yeah. They are.
I
They
don't
are
know
brilliant.
personally. I haven't met Nicholas personally, but I
Yeah.
feel like I have. But Antonio's been to my home, and I've been to Jennifer's
Wow.
home. So
SNS
it's nice.
report.
I would really like to go to Chris's. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to
I
travel.
know. God, I would love to spend some time with you, Sandy.
Me
You have
too.
no
And I
idea.
think
I
there's
think we'd
something
have
new.
such a great time in
I think
person.
so too.
We have a
I
great
think
time here, so why wouldn't we?
I know
Um,
we will.
I have
Hey,
no
listen,
doubts that we would have a
pass me
great
the
time.
New York State legal vape right through the thing.
Nice. Okay, just so you know, before I forget, 6 p.m. Friday, I have Lear Keith coming on. She was
Oh,
um, she was she and Derek
Earth at Risk. Yes.
Jensen were like this is one of the things she has lots of things,
Okay.
but she is a eco-feminist, environmentalist, activist, and I am so excited to have her on at 6 p.m. The other thing I wanted to show y'all because I'm super excited. I just got this in the mail yesterday. This is a hard copy version of Terry Tempest Williams'
Ooh,
Erosion, and it's signed. She
what a
sent
great
me
interview.
a signed copy. There's her signature under the. There's a real signature under the one that's printed
Nice.
in there. I'm so excited.
That's
I mean, I
beautiful.
she canceled the interview. She didn't. They didn't have time. She got too busy. But because of yeah, a really
Have you
kind note from her editor with the signed copy as a consolation prize for not getting the interview. I
have you guys
mm,
asked Roger Hallam or Gail Bradbrook or Jim Bandel or some of those people if
oh
they'd come?
I did a video about deep adaptation, and I'll remember when they had their
That's great.
I bug
Facebook
those
group.
people all the time. Are you
I
kidding?
got so many views, and they doubled their Facebook membership after that. But I'm not doing a ton of interviews right now because they're hard. And I was supposed to have Alex Londos. He's from a he's amazing.
Zox
I was
doesn't
supposed
want me to read that copy. I no,
to
I
do
have
it.
the review copy as well. They sent me the
Chris
review
Chantel.
copy that I've been reading. This is just,
Sergeant Mel was supposed to be with me, and I canceled because I
this is a
couldn't.
treasure. So
Canceled.
I have the review copy to read. This one,
Good.
I'm probably going to gift it to my daughter, who is a huge fan of Terry Temples Williams. And then after I'm done reading the review copy, I'm going to ship it to probably Sandy or Sam. So,
Oh, that would be great.
so yeah, but you know, I
Initially,
like gifting
book.
things. I don't like keeping things, but my daughter's a huge fan of Terry Temples Williams, so I'm probably going to gift her the signed copy because it's my daughter stuff things. But I do have the review copy to give away, so we'll stay in touch, Sandy.
Oh yeah. This is a good chat tonight, but I know that I really
I
have
know
to
we
get
got to
off.
go. All right,
I
let's say
gotta
goodbye
get
to
my
all of
dinner.
our wonderful people. I mean,
Thank
try
you
to.
all for coming.
Yeah, all of you, Basil, I'd like to mention it. Jane, thank you so much. I love you so much. Interview someone, chat should talk about something completely inappropriate.
Oh, Book Hermit, you're right. Enjoy the Turkey versus Kurds war, a possible first domino, which we're not talking about tonight, but it's upset
No,
me greatly, and I don't want to
um,
talk about it.
no, I don't want to talk about it either. I think me and Oz are probably going to do a little show on it as soon as I get a few more details on it. I want to be fully knowledgeable, so I'm not going to
Well, there's
talk
a
about
lot
it.
of history back there.
There is a lot of history. There's so much history. It's so complicated. So I want to get a lot more informed about it.
Oh,
But I wasn't entirely wrong in my instincts. I just want to say that right now. Um, but there is a lot of, I mean, it is really a matter of opinion what you think the best thing is to do. But I haven't even totally formulated my whole entire opinion. I want to get as much information as possible before I do.
I
But
got
we're
to
going to
answer
talk about
Val
it.
real quick. He
Okay.
asked where Lord U's been. He made a video a week ago, Val.
I haven't seen it. I haven't gotten
Yeah,
notifications
it's a week ago.
forever. Yeah, good night, Shiva. Love you.
Good night, Shiva.
Val, I love you. I'll see you on Monday. Um, of course, we do our Monday show, but definitely, you guys, don't forget 6 p.m. Mountain for the Air
And Chris, you'll
Keys.
have to come on Environmental Coffeehouse on Facebook
I'd
with
Yeah,
me.
love to. Sure. Yeah.
yeah, of
Nice to
course.
meet you all.
Yeah, you too. Thank you for
Yeah.
coming on, Trisha. I'm so happy you joined. And now we know the sound works. So when you and Kevin come on, although we'd like to see your pretty face,
Yeah.
you can get all prettied up for it. Just do
Listen,
the
if I could
lighting
throw
right.
shit, if I could throw myself together after laying around all day and my hair was back, and I mean, I didn't take a
It,
shower in 2 days, and I threw on this
it's
shirt,
all about the
I'm
lighting,
sure
baby.
everybody else can.
It's all about the
You
lighting.
you guys are used to it. I just hate seeing myself.
You know what? All you can do is force your way through it, and
I
then you
never
get used
watch
to
my
it.
videos back. I listen because that way I can comment to the people,
Yeah.
but I don't sit there and watch them because if I watch my video, I will sit there and pick my nose. I'll say, "Oh my God, look at the nose! Oh my God,
I
my hair's,"
know. I'm the
I do all
same
that
way.
neurotic shit. So I don't
Okay,
like to
I'm
listen.
sorry, you guys. We are so boring you. Oh, Andre came by. Yeah, we're going into the women thing, which the
The
guys kind of think is
matriarchy.
funny because we go into our women chatter stuff.
Well, it's Chicks Day.
It is. It's Women's Wednesday. Deal with
Women's Wednesday.
it.
Oh, going
But
south, the
Andre
Lord
can't
and
think.
you made a post on Reddit yesterday. Oh, good. Okay, well, I got
All
to
right,
catch up
cool.
because I
Are
haven't
you
talked
doing
to
a
anyone.
show after this, Torstein and Anita? Thanks for coming. Love you guys. Yeah, we're pretty much done. Um,
Yeah,
Aunt
I
Tina,
can't speak.
thanks for coming by. Um, yeah, I don't know what going. I think Torstein's gonna have a thing on going south. Human, thank you for coming. We love you.
And catch me.
Um,
I
Kentil,
will
hey,
make
I don't
sure
think I
all
said
of you
hi to
know when the
Kentil.
next state of the planet is.
Yeah.
And come, Gene, visit Environmental Coffee House.
All right. Yeah. Chick Day says Torstein. Yep, it's Chick Day. So you men have nothing to say about it.
No, I got a date with my bed. Love
All right, you guys. All
you,
right,
Chris.
I wait. Don't
Ah,
go away. Just sec. Just
oh,
sec. I'm gonna say
just
goodbye to
said,
everybody though.
okay.
Bye, y'all. We'll talk to y'all later.